Chapter 6. Delving Multiple Realities. Even slivers of reality cast aside for millennia have cultivated threats. 26 December 2033, 1:50 PM. Folded Realm, signature F3561712. Physical location, Phobos, near Fort Plank. The fight was over, but the chill of the Spectre's grasp remained. The first blow caught me completely off guard during the fight. Before the second strike, I'd activated the bracer and had been jolted to the side and into the air. While the wound itself was superficial, it left a lingering tear on my soul. There was a definite compulsion to flee, albeit one I could easily handle. After we secured the room, I alerted the others to my discoveries. My character sheet confirmed that my resolve had dropped by 19 or 20, and I was recovering at about 1 point per minute. Who knows what would happen if we ran out? I certainly didn't want to find out. We explored the rest of the forge. Each of the 9 different pathways worked the same way. A mirror that guarded a reflected path that bypassed a wall of flame. The rooms at the end did vary slightly. Where the one we'd traversed ended in a dodecahedron and an ingot of ultra heavy metal that only Natalia could lift, others ended in different shapes and different metals. Each room was guarded by spectres, which we dispatched easily. We were better prepared after the first fight, and they were fewer in number, as though we had already depleted the realm's protectors. Megan's shields, Natalia's ability to kill multiple targets, and my capacity to hit anything Natalia couldn't see made us into an excellent team. 5 of the paths ended in tetrahedral rooms, each aligned slightly differently. Each contained an ingot of an almost completely transparent metal. We lacked the lab equipment to verify, but the metal felt about as solid as steel. Natalia suggested the name ghost metal, and it stuck. 2 paths ended in cubes, and each contained an extraordinarily light metal, barely heavier than air. Megan named it Arium, and one sat in an octahedral room, which contained an incredibly durable metal. The system itself named this Adamantius, after refusing to provide names for the others. When I suggested that name, the others agreed. After securing the 9th ingot, I was blasted with notifications, still in Dean's voice. Your party has defeated 22 F-rank Forge-worn Spectres. Combat XP gained 4,400. Your party has subjugated this realm, the Mirror Forge. Realm domination unavailable, as no sapient forces remain to dominate. As party leader, you may bind the realm to a miracle, devour the realm for power, or donate the realm to a party member. We've got some options here, I shared. One of us should definitely bind this realm, and it shouldn't be me. I've already got 3. How does that even work? Natalia asked. Control over the decision is with me at the moment. I can donate the realm to you, after which you should see the options I have. At least, I think it works like that. My vote is the most important improvement we could make right now is improving Megan's shields. What does a bound realm even do? Megan asked. I've been tracking my character sheet, and I had ideas. Works as a reservoir of power. Before I bound the cryovolcano realm to my miracle of cataclysmic criticals, every big explosion took a lot out of me. I think that power now comes from that realm instead. It's like a battery that keeps recharging. Natalia listened eagerly, as always. She had nothing to add, but she'd remember everything. And being a forge, you think it fits my shields better than Natalia's slime punches, or her and my wings? Megan asked. That's the plan, I agreed. But I could be wrong. I don't want any of us falling behind in power, but empowering the shields helps us the most in the short term. And one last thing, I don't know whether you can bind the realm with us inside or not, but I think Natalia and I should leave first. Neither woman objected, so I donated the realm to Megan. Natalia and I stepped into the portal. The world folded into a point, and Phobos' surface replaced it. I snuck a quick look at my character sheet and observed that my health, mana, and resolve were now all out of 151, rather than the earlier 146. This must be combat XP, which I just ticked over to 51,000 of. Megan joined us a minute later, grinning from ear to ear. I can see the character sheet now, and it's not in Latin, it's in French, she announced. She rattled off an enormous amount of stats, and I confirmed my earlier suspicions about combat XP and shared the revelation with the others. It seems 1000 combat XP adds 1 to the maximums for each of the 3 stats. As for French, Alistair spends so long in Nice on diplomatic postings that Megan has become quite passable at French. This makes it more urgent that we get Natalia a bound realm as soon as possible. A pity she didn't work out how to bind the one you were in before, but it seems unreachable now. We'll need to work out all of the rules here. Do you need a Latin speaker with you to bind a realm, or just the first time? Or is it something else entirely? Agree on all points, Natalia replied. We turned back to the field of die-shaped portals scattered across Phobos. the glow of each wireframe shifting in rhythm like the heartbeat of a living machine. Another D4, Megan suggested. I think we're right, and that they are safest. Safest, I echoed, is a relative term. I took point, guiding us to a tetrahedron that pulsed faint green. Its edges flared as we touched it, and the world folded again. We emerged onto something that looked to be stone. A closer inspection showed it to be soil and vine, fused onto a floating red island, suspended in nighttime haze. A second island drifted 100 metres away, joined by a narrow arch of intertwined roots. Far below, only cloudless sky and vertigo. Phobos' silence was gone. Here, the air sang. A low hum, like 1,000 insects or the inside of a wind tunnel. My visor display read normal pressure, mild humidity, decent oxygen levels, and a high, but still very safe level of argon. Looks breathable, but let me check, I said. It was indeed, and the air stank of sap and ozone. The other two women took their helmets off after I gave the nod. Lovely, Natalia muttered, looking towards the gap between islands. Don't slip. Megan leaned over the edge, ever curious. There's no updraft. If we fall, we're screwed. We'll just keep falling, unless we can fly upwards. We can't fly far yet. Encouraging. If we have to go to the other island, let me handle it. I've got extra flight time from the bound realm. My words were interrupted. Something shifted beneath the soil. Thick vines uncoiled, thorned and slick, their tips shaped like snapping maws. They lashed towards us in rhythmic pulses, half predatory, half mechanical. Natalia intercepted the first, her fist glowing faint green as she punched through it. Sap sprayed across her suit and hissed before fading harmlessly. They're alive, she said. Those two were alive, I corrected, just after firing twice. My rounds tore two stalks apart, the rest recoiling as if they could feel fear. Megan lifted a gloved hand and projected several curved barriers, sitting up even more in front of her for rapid deployment. The next wave of vines slammed into the shields and rebounded, some becoming encompassed as the shields tightened around them. That's progress, I said. Let's kill the rest before they realise they're supposed to be dangerous. It took less than a minute. Natalia moved like she'd been born for it, each strike followed by a flash of sickly green light that burned out the vine's core. She would then dance into position and set up another perfect strike. Megan advanced behind her, shields reconfiguring, protecting all three of us. When the final creature on the first island collapsed, the air stilled, and the hum quietened to a distant pulse. A root bridge appeared when the final monster fell, and we crossed carefully. The vines that formed it shifted underfoot, supple but strong. Halfway across, I glanced down into the void. Nothing. No ground, no stars, only endless depth. Was it an empty expanse? Utter oblivion? A place outside physics? I didn't know. At the centre of the second island stood a crystalline shard the height of a person, embedded in moss. Its surface glowed with faint white light, pulsing in time with the rhythm of the portal we'd just entered through. Looks like the heart of this realm, Megan said. Natalia brushed debris from her gloves. Or the brain. The system's voice interrupted both, cold and neutral. Your party has defeated 14 F-rank verdant snare beasts. Combat XP gained, 1,400. Your party has subjugated this realm. Realm domination unavailable as no sapient forces are present. As party leader, you may bind, devour, or donate. Additional reward, D-rank reward chest. I looked at Natalia. Your turn. The forge boosted Megan's shields. This one should be able to fuel your wings. Or maybe a fist, whatever fits. She frowned. Do you think the match matters? It feels like it should, I admitted, but I'm not claiming to understand everything. It's a hunch, nothing more. We helmeted up, and Natalia stepped forward and laid her palm on the crystal. Another exit portal appeared, and the last thing I saw as Megan and I left the realm was light surging through her arms, refracting off the metallic threads of her suit. Back on Phobos, Natalia wore an uncharacteristic smile. I can see it finally, she breathed. The character sheet. So much to learn, but it's not in Latin, not in French. For me, it's in German. Good. We've all got bound realms and a start. I'm still far more powerful than either of you, but further delving of realms will fix that. Megan smirked. Heh, good to hear you think so much of yourself, Captain. There's no venom in the words. I didn't mean it to be competitive. Our best strategy is to grow together. The silence returned, and I exhaled. I also got this D-rank chest. Let's see if there is anything any of us can use. As Megan nodded, I brought the chest into our familiar 3 dimensions from a point outside reality. Built of sturdy bronze, the large chest was covered in dozens of cube motifs. Well, if that's not telling us something about the shapes, Megan remarked. I saw what she meant immediately, but I hadn't drawn the conclusion myself. Every cube we'd seen was tied to D-rank items or realms, every tetrahedron to F rank. She's cracked the code, I agreed. The only time we've seen an octahedron was for my braces, and the system voice told me they were C rank. Who feels lucky and wants to open this? Natalia twisted 3 intricate metal locks, revealing 2 objects beneath them. Another of the oversized silver coins the system marked as folded realm tokens, and an emerald necklace that the system identified as a Monile Magi Temporis Celeritatis, a Time Mage's pendant of haste. This pendant modestly reduces cooldowns on miracles, while making the wearer slightly faster. I'm not sure what this talk of cooldowns means. Does it make sense to either of you? Natalia answered for once. I think that might be the once per 7 seconds limitation on my empowered fist strike. Might let me use it once per 5 or 6 seconds instead. I threw the pendant to her. Maybe that's the limiting factor on my cataclysmic criticals too, but helping you helps us all right now. Take it. She grabs it and also scoops up the oversized coin. Well, that's 2d4s down, Megan said. Dozens more waiting. Let's see how long our luck holds. Our luck held well. We delved into multiple realities. A ruined temple to an unfamiliar deity that Natalia claimed, and a cemetery she also took, and an enchanted forest that didn't resonate with anyone, which I stored in something called a folio of realities, a folder just outside reality that appeared to bind to me. Megan claimed a serene beach for a miracle of recovery after we repelled amphibious crocodile monsters. The toughest encounter of all took place on a very narrow stone pathway over a gaping abyss, which Megan ultimately bound to flight. No further chests were awarded, and we picked up a total of 11,700 combat XP each from all of the delves together. I was now at 158 maximum for health, resolve and mana, and felt about as energetic as I did back at 20. We performed the duties that Houston expected, installing seismographs, extremely heavy geological survey equipment that was now a breeze to lift, and checking in. Megan's family had left her a message, a happy birthday for her 48th, still a few hours away, and we hid every supernatural remnant visible in Fort Plank and sent a joint reply. We settled outside Fort Plank to watch yet another spectacular Mars set, each of us now able to breathe for long stretches without helmets, and even survive for hours without a suit. Hours passed in peace, and we were able to sneak in some sleep, although each of us only required an hour. Before we could seriously discuss next steps, Megan pointed over my shoulder. A cube and an octahedron were flying straight towards us, hovering under their own power.